welcome these leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
Good morning, world. My name is Brian. My pronouns are he, him. I am a straight white male. I am wearing a black, can I say black? Black t-shirt with the American flag on it.
Whiskey, Tango, Foxtrot. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian. And this is Cedric and Brian.
I was a little confused because I don't know why Kamala didn't announce the fact that she was a black individual.
And I don't know why she used the term woman when that's an ill-defined term, according to everybody we talk to now.
I'm so confused.
But are you prepared?
Like Brian says, are you prepared? Do you have enough food, water, and other essentials to get you through tough times? If not, check out My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's #1 preparedness company, and they've served millions of American families just like yours. Right now, you can save 25% off their popular 4-week emergency food kit, which will keep you well fed for 4 weeks worth of breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, and snacks, totaling over 2,000 calories a day. This food stays fresh for up to 25 years in proper storage, so it will be there when you need it. In fact, you may need it a lot sooner than that.
So don't wait. Go to www.preparewithcedricandbrian.com. That's www.preparewithcedricandbrian.com.
The more and more stuff I see, the less and less prepared I am.
Can you imagine if somebody from like the 70s when we grew up could look into the future? They would be so confused.
That would be confusing if someone from the 70s looked into the future.
Yeah. All right, so today's episode is on, I found this guy, he popped up on my feed on YouTube. Ryan Long, I believe is his name. And this is an old clip. I looked at the date, but it still fits today's narrative. And it's kind of comparing racists and woke people.
Racist and woke
and how
people.
They're basically the same.
And they don't realize it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Cedric, you ready to watch the video?
Let's do it.
All right.
When me and Brad first met, I didn't think we'd get along, but turns out we kind of agree on everything. Your racial identity is the most important thing. Everything should be looked at through the lens of race.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
So we've been saying that the people on the left, the Ibram X. Kendis,
yes,
and all those people, they're looking at everything through the lens of race.
Yes.
And it's the same as the people of the 50s that were the racists.
Yep. Identity politics is still alive and well.
And so it's clever that he's putting this into a skit.
Yes. You must be the racist one, and I'll be the woke one.
Yeah. Because we are friends. But
we're friends.
Those guys are both white.
I can't be racist because I'm my skin color.
But you're not white, are you? Are you identifying as white then?
In today's world, I can do whatever I want.
All right.
Your racial identity is the most important thing. Everything should be looked at through the lens of race.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke. We both have a lot of opinions about people of color, even though we barely know any.
I say colored people, but as long as we're classifying them, we both think minorities are a united group who think the same and act the same.
And vote the same. You don't want to lose your black card. Sorry, I don't know. I just think we should
roll back discrimination laws so we can hire based on race again. Jinx, now you owe me a Coke.
Wow, there was so much packed in that 10 seconds. Heaven forbid you lose your black card by being a free thinker and voting based upon policies as opposed to someone's personality.
And I like how they say roll back discrimination laws so we can hire based on race again, because that is exactly what we're doing now. We're hiring based on race.
Yep.
And that reminds me of the quota system. So, and I want to just bring this up to you.
Oh no, here we go.
Okay, you talk about, so there's the opportunity, right? Mm-hmm. The equal opportunity or equal outcome. Right? Those are the whole two things. The left wants equal outcome.
Yes.
We want equal opportunity.
Yes.
Right? If you start with equal outcome based on race, it lowers the product, correct? It lowers the workforce if you're going to do that. And here's my example. Basketball. If we want basketball to represent the society, so there would only be 13% of the players would be black.
Correct.
We'd have to have a certain amount of Asians,
yes,
Mexicans, whites. Now that product in my opinion, would then decrease. You would not have the best players. Correct?
Correct.
Correct. And maybe that's a racist thing to say.
No,
but it's kind of the reality of it, right?
But then, I mean, following that analogy, for the white people who are in the NBA, they can just go down to the WNBA, which nobody watches anyway. It's subsidized by the NBA, and you can play there.
Now you're bringing up.
I'm just saying.
Stuff.
Okay. All right.
But if you take that and extrapolate that to the workplace, and let's say you have right now the engineering departments. Oh, there's not enough people of color. If we're going to use that, or colored people, as he said.
Yes.
As we discussed. What's the difference? Are you going to take? Is it going to lower that because now you're looking at the outcome of, or the opportunity of the equality of outcome instead of the equality of opportunity?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So for those of you out there that don't think, oh, that can't happen, basketball is different than the workplace. It's not.
Right.
Pilots. He's brought this up before with pilots.
Yes.
Do you want the best pilot?
And firemen.
Or do you want the one that fits some quota?
Right.
So
I want the best person for the job, regardless of race, regardless of gender.
Yeah. But to that point, I want equal opportunity. I want everybody to have the opportunity to do that.
Absolutely.
And let the cream rise to the top, right?
Absolutely.
Sorry, I don't know. I just think we should
Roll back discrimination law so we can hire based on race again. Jinx, now you owe me a Coke. Hey, tell him what you told me yesterday.
White actors should only do voices for white cartoon
I've
characters.
been saying that for years. Stick to your own.
Us white people, we have so much privilege.
I agree. It is a privilege to be white. Ask him about interracial dating.
All I said is that black men who date white women have internalized racism, and white men that date ethnic women are fetishizing them.
Guys,
Okay, I think you should talk about this one.
You
I
too.
guess we both can talk about
We can
this.
both talk about it.
I'm a fetishist, and you are, what did he say it was when black men?
I'm internalizing racism.
Okay.
I'm internalizing my racism if I date outside of my race.
Okay, and I'm a fetishist since my wife is Hispanic.
Yes, but what happens if you date someone simply because, hold on to your hats, you like them, you like who they are, you like their character, you like their principles, and you get along and you love that person? Doesn't matter what race they are.
Did you say character? Are you invoking Martin Luther King Jr.?
I know I shouldn't be doing that.
Based
but I'm
on
saying,
the character and not the race?
that's what I'm invoking.
How dare you? Ibram X. Kendi would be very upset with you right now.
Because your wife is Honduran.
Honduran and Guatemalan.
Yeah, but you do have a thing for women of color.
I like brunettes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a fetishist, I guess.
But I guess. But is it too blasé to say you
Wait a
like
minute,
what you like?
you can't call me out and like that and just sit there like you're innocent.
I'm not saying I'm innocent. You've seen my children; they are biracial.
And I've seen all of your girlfriends.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, my culture.
They're closer to this color, just so you know.
My culture. And I had a very long discussion with someone yesterday. We were talking about the hair thing and the hair that black women have to deal with, and we'll talk about that in another segment. But at the end of the discussion, this good friend of mine, a good friend of ours, actually, she said, we need to stop all this BS and just cultural appreciate. And if you like who you like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's wrong to hate someone or to totally despise someone because they're a different color. But is it any different for a guy to say, well, I'm not going to date a woman who has a certain body type.
Right.
I want women who are slim, athletic, fit.
But why is it anybody else's business to say who you should like or hate? Now, let's say you're a racist. So the guy, Ryan Long, the guy playing the racist, let's say, he's not really racist, but let's say he's an Archie Bunker type. Who cares? That's his flaw, his character flaw. As long as he doesn't do anything outwardly to hurt that person, who are we to be thought police and say you can't hate that person?
Absolutely.
The left hates a lot of people. They don't like him because of his views. So they can hate, but we can't.
Right.
And why can't you hate somebody? Let's say you had a bad experience and you hate that person. That's a character flaw in you. You haven't met enough fill in the blank person of this ethnicity.
Right.
That's a character flaw in you. I don't care. Hate who you want. That you answer to God, you answer to whoever you need to answer to. As long as you don't do anything to that person, we need to stop with this thought police stuff. And that's what the left is trying to do, telling you can't not like that person. It's like, well, you don't like a lot of people because we see it. They didn't like a certain orange man.
Orange man, bad.
Men who date white women have internalized racism, and white men that date ethnic women are fetishizing them.
Guys against interracial dating now. Like, am I being pranked? Did Boomer put you up to this?
Ugh, you know that taco place is white owned?
White people should be making white foods, like Kraft macaroni and cheese, no seasoning, not even salt. It's like he's a mind reader. I mean, I've been pushing for segregation forever, and my man does what?
I created an improv comedy show exclusively for ethnic people.
Guy segregates comedy on my birthday.
White people need to stop wearing dreadlocks, and they need to stop appropriating black people's music.
Shaved heads and country music, the way God intended.
You know,
Wow. Shaved heads and country music the way God intended.
Oh my goodness. So tell all your woke people they have more in common with racists than they think.
Right? Exactly.
Show them this video.
Exactly.
And
You know what's funny?
do I need to shave my head now?
I love when the part where the woke guy said, "I've done a segregated comedy troupe." That is irony, because the comedy is the last place where you can just talk about this stuff
Right.
and not care, and just
Right.
say, "Well, we're going to make fun of this," and if you're offended by it, don't watch.
But we have segregated. There's a little station called BET.
Right. What does that stand for?
Stands for Brian's
Oh,
Entertainment.
good
No?
Lord, that would be shut down in a heartbeat.
Black Entertainment TV.
Yes.
So we are segregating. So some people might say, well, we need a place to watch content we like, but then again, you're admitting that you're segregating yourself.
Yeah.
So am I not supposed to watch BET? Who are the Wayans brothers, right?
Yes.
And Living Color.
Yes.
I know they had their token white people on there, but I think that was targeted towards a black audience.
Oh, absolutely.
But it was a funny show, and
Very funny.
and that's what we need to do is not segregate it based on race, religion, all that. Put a product out there and see who likes it.
Yeah.
And if it's predominantly black people in it, fine. If it's predominantly white, but it's funny if it's predominantly white, like they would talk about Friends not having enough black people on there. But then if you have a black show on BET, nobody talks about, well, you don't have enough white people on there.
Right. James Carey, he was known as James Carey back then, not Jim Carrey. He was the star of that show back in the day. He was incredible. Fire Marshal Bill and all that good stuff. Even, although I don't watch as much as I used to, Netflix has a complete category that says in the BLM category.
Yeah.
So it's all the actors and actresses are people of color.
And they also have, I think, they have a station that's geared towards LGBTQ plus. So the point of this video, and we brought it up, is that the woke are basically the same as the people of the 50s. They want everything segregated. Because in the 50s, before the Civil Rights Act, you had, and this guy's drinking from the water fountain right now, that's a good example, because they had two different water fountains for people of color in the day and white people. So it's the same type of thing. The only difference is, and I know we're kind of extrapolating this, is that was based basically just on one race at the time.
Right.
And but it is segregation, and they just don't realize, they're so tone deaf, they don't realize that they're segregating again.
Yeah, and I'll say this and we can move on. The woke and the racist right now, the only difference now is that they want equal opportunity, but they've conflated equal opportunity with extra opportunity. If I get special privileges, now it's equal.
Well, because like I said at the beginning, they're trying to have equal outcome.
Yeah.
and they need to stop appropriating black people's music.
Shaved heads and country music, the way God intended.
You know all white people are racist.
I'm listening.
Even if you have a black wife or a black friend group, you're still really racist.
You know, we just kicked a guy out of the organization for having a black girlfriend, but if you can promise me he's still really racist, we'll consider letting him back in. Black people should only shop at black businesses.
I guess the only thing we really disagree about is
So, this is funny. I had to bring that up because this brings me back, and this started way before BLM. There was a company and a product called FUBU.
Yes. For us, by us.
Yeah. In the name, it's saying this is only for black people
us.
because black people made it.
Yes.
And could you imagine? And it really didn't get a lot of play back then because we weren't hyper vigilant about this
Right.
stuff. But if you think about it, what if I would have made that same product and the same logo, for us, by us, but I was a white-owned company?
Yes.
I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that the same guy from Shark Tank?
I don't know.
I think it's the black guy. Yeah, tell me if I'm wrong. I think it's the bald-headed black gentleman on Shark Tank who started FUBU.
But it's funny. I mean, it's a great marketing idea,
Yeah.
but it literally is a racist thing.
And I had several of my white students back in the day who would wear FUBU. But as they should.
Did you tell them they're not supposed to?
No, I think you can wear whatever you want to spend your hard-earned dollars on, and you want to support. That's on you.
I would have walked right up to him and said, "It says for us, by us."
I said, "Give it to me and let me wear it."
Letting them back in. Black people should only shop at black businesses.
I guess the only thing we really disagree about is I think white people are the root of all evil.
But what did I tell you, though? If we can narrow that down to a certain group of tiny-hatted white people, I think we can come to an understanding.
Technically, I don't consider Jewish people white.
Neither do I.
Wow.
I'll let you run with that one. That's all you.
We're a convenient scapegoat. That's what we are. So we're either white or not white, depending on who's classifying
Now,
us.
educate me. Would you consider Judaism or Jewish people, is that more of a race or is that more of a religion? Or is it
So I read a book by Dennis Prager, and it's one of the only things that is both a race and a religion.
Okay. All right.
So,
Okay.
but it's funny because you can have there's plenty of well, look at the Three Stooges.
There's black Jews.
Yeah, well, look at the Three Stooges, right?
Yeah.
So those are the typical real white-looking Jews.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you go to Israel, and if they have more of the Mediterranean complexion, they're dark.
Right.
Sephardic Jews, things like that. So maybe you could say, well, I don't consider them white, especially if you're a racist. You can say, oh, they're not white. But then what are you going to do with the Ben Shapiros, who is pretty darn white?
Yeah, absolutely.
But that was kind of a
very
funny
thick
ending there, where
eyebrows.
they had to bring the Jews into the conversation.
Yeah. That was good. I think the main reason Brian brought this to my attention, I know a lot of you are going to leave comments in the comment section and saying, we should all get along, we're part of the American race. You are absolutely right. The reason we do videos like this is to bring a little levity and lightheartedness to all the crap that is going on. So I hope you guys appreciate that. It gets weary talking about stuff.
The hypocrisy.
The hypocrisy, yes. That's why we talk about it.
And how tone deaf the people on the left are, because we see it all the time. We see these people, they're very good intentioned. All the white people that went out to support Black Lives Matter, they don't, and then they say all these things that are obviously racist, and they don't even realize it.
Right. Yeah. It's a damn shame.
Damn shame.
That was good. I mean, that was lighthearted. That was different. Hope you guys appreciate that. We don't always talk about hardcore political stuff, but we hope you come to our channel just to get a little reprieve from all the nonsense that's going on and smile a little bit, laugh a little bit. That's what we try and bring you guys.
And then before we sign off, make sure you tell everybody your pronouns and what you identify as, because it's very
My
important.
pronouns? My name is Cedric. I am a cis black male.
What's cis mean? Are you a sissy?
I was born cis, but being that I am also oppressed, I can change that if I want to by the time this video ends, because I have earned that right. I am wearing a red shirt, although I don't think it's fair for me to give the shirt a color without asking the shirt first. And
You still didn't explain what cis is. I don't know what that term
I was
means.
born a male. I came out with a
you were
male
born.
appendage.
Oh, okay. That just means
You
you're
used to call it straight.
straight. I think straight just means that I'm not gay.
Biological.
So you're biological male.
Yes.
Okay.
Get it right. It's cis though. So get it right.
Do you know when that term came into the lexicon?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
They never taught it to me in elementary school.
No, not to me. And I am currently at this very moment harboring impure thoughts about a certain woman, but I'm not going to disclose who that is until that person can actually identify as a woman, and then I will go from there. And are we sitting on land that was stolen by anybody?
I'm sure we are.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys, you
I
figured
saw
that
by
out.
whites.
Exactly. Hope you guys enjoy that. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and continue sharing our channel with everyone you know. And whatever you do, just identify as good, kind people. Until next time, I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian, and remember to check out Ryan Long Comedy on YouTube. And we'll see you later.